Hey guys, how's it going? Jordan back here with another video for you. Now if you remember last year we looked at the brand new Flare Audio R2 series in-ear earphones. Now these absolutely took the Kickstarter campaign by absolute storm, absolutely decimated their target and gave everyone a brand new audio experience that just basically blew everybody away. One of my most popular videos, and if you had the chance to actually hear these then you'd understand why they became so popular. Now a year on, Davies Roberts, the founder and inventor, was looking at how traditional earplugs were so bad at doing their job. Once he looked a little bit deeper, he found that the plastics, silicones and foams that were being used in these ear protectors were just not cutting it. So let me introduce you to the Flare Isolates. These are their brand new creation. They've absolutely decimated the Kickstarter campaign again. #1 popular project in the world out of 4,174 live projects. They had a target of £25,000. And they ended up at £462,000. So you can see just how much people love these products, and that figure alone is just proof on how good they really are. So Flare back at it again with the amazing products. I'm going to give you a rundown of how these all work, options you've got for colours, and go into a little bit more depth about why you may want to get a pair of these. So who are these going to be for? So maybe you go to concerts a lot, maybe you work in the photography or video industry and you need some protection for your ears pretty much constantly. Maybe you just like to be sensible when you go to gigs because generally they're pumping out over 100 decibels of sound. That's not going to be good for your hearing. Maybe in a club, for example, at the end of a night when all this music goes off, all that ringing can be easily taken away with a pair of these. And I'll get onto my thoughts a bit further on in the video, but trust me, these are absolutely phenomenal. Now I've actually got a pre-production package here, so the contents may vary and the style of like the little bag you get included may differ to what you actually receive. But in the package I received, I had obviously the isolation tips. You've got 3 pairs of different ear tips to go on those, a nice little carry case and a set of instructions. They do a massive range of colours. I'll show you all those in a little bit more detail later on. But the premise of them is very simple. Simply push your tip onto the actual metal body. Then it's just a case of twisting the tip to make sure it compacts down and then push it into your ear canal. It works in a very similar way to the Comply tips that they used on the previous R2 series earphones, but obviously they're going to protect your hearing, so they're just full tips rather than obviously ones that will let sound through. So looking at things in a bit more detail, there's a very simple 2-piece design. You've got the finger grip which helps you take it out easily, the solid metal body, then obviously you've got your isolate ear foam. Then the little ridges on the metal body just help to hold that ear tip in place. And one thing to note is that tips are replaceable as well, so you can get replacement ones if you do wear them out, just like you can with the old Comply ones. You have got 2 different versions of the body available as well. There's the standard ones which are aluminium, which weigh 1.76 grams, and then the pros which are titanium, just like we saw in the R2 Pro earphones, which weigh 2.86 grams. So here's the 3 different tips you get included. Personally I went with the medium, which I believe was what I went for when I used the R2 earphones as well, just kind of the right size. I've got quite small ears, but generally I find that the middle tip and the ones that generally come pre-packaged on earphones generally are the ones for me. Obviously you've got options to play about and to find your own personal preference. So here you can see just how soft they are. They work very much like the old tips, just a case of rolling them together, then letting it expand into your ear canal. And there's a prime example of just how much it does expand, and that will make sure it isolates all of that sound coming through. So a little bit more of a detailed look on the actual metal body itself. Obviously very well designed. You can see just how well it's been milled. Small Flare logo on the outer end as well. So very much just a case of pushing the ear tip on till it goes all the way onto those locking ridges. Then if you do want to remove it, it's just a case of twisting as you pull it off. Then that's just demonstrating how you're actually going to squash that foam down when you put it into your ear. And here's all those steps as well that were shown on the instruction manual. I've just given you a better picture so you can read it a little bit clearer. And I found no trouble with getting these in or out. It was a very simple process to follow, and they're very comfortable when they're actually in. Now if you want to get a little bit more technical, here's the actual detailing of the graph for reference. So your reference earplugs are at the very top, the red line, and then your foam ones are the purple. Then you obviously can see the titanium and aluminium isolates with the green and blue chart. You can just see by this chart how much more sound it blocks out, taking it down to 27.8 and 22.6 decibels. So it shows you it blocks out so much more sound than the regular reference and foam earplugs. A few other examples that these would be good for is sleeping, travelling, concerts and clubs as I've mentioned. that ringing in the ear. You can prevent all that, no problem at all. Motorbikes as well, if you've got a very loud bike, if you do want to block that out, you've got the option to. High impact sounds as well, also working, so maybe you're going to use a pneumatic drill, maybe something like that, you can use it for that as well. Here's the massive range of colours they've got, which I really do think is quite a cool little option to add in, so you can really find the colour to suit you as well. Obviously the pro ones I've got here are the just plain silver titanium, but there are a massive range, so you can get the exact colour you wish. Then there will be some limited edition colours, as you can see here. So this is gold plated and platinum plated, and they're available on the different tiers of the Indiegogo campaign. So now my own personal opinion for this, I actually used these at an event that spanned for 4 days when I was standing no further than 6 foot away from a array of speakers on a stage, which was insanely loud. I used these for the entire 4 days, comfortable without a doubt. I didn't take them out once I put them in. I could leave them in for hours on end and not have any discomfort whatsoever. What I did really like is you're standing in front of bass bins and you're going to feel the bass come through, but you don't hear it in your ears, which is the main benefit. So once I did take them out, I didn't have any ringing in my ears whatsoever. Greatly improved over using foam ones in the past, which obviously is the main point to get across, that you can be in potentially, ear damaging scenarios like I was in front of those speakers. At times I was stood on them when I was doing some photography, which was all of 12 inches from, extremely powerful speakers, and my hearing, is perfectly intact. They did the job they're meant to, and they did a great job at that as well. If you want to get yourself a pair, I definitely would, because they're invaluable for your hearing. Obviously you only get one set of ears. Do not risk the damage that could potentially happen if you carry on to listen to loud and damaging sound constantly. It is not worth the risk. So if you want to get yourself a pair, I will put the Indiegogo campaign link down below. If you do order them, you will get them in October. There's loads of different tiers and colour options available, so have a little bit of a look and see which ones are going to be best for you. Any event I go to from now on, I will be taking these with me, and if I don't, then I won't be going to the event. Simple as. I value my hearing immensely, and these are the perfect partner to do any event and make sure you don't do any damage. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you for Flare for sending them out for me to review, and I'll catch you all in my next video.